Have you ever stopped to truly ponder what lies at the core of who we are? What shapes our actions, our thoughts, and the way we connect with the world around us? Life is a relentless tide of challenges, a complex web of relationships, and a whirlwind of emotions that often leave us feeling entangled and overwhelmed. In the midst of this chaos, there exists a philosophy that has stood the test of time, offering a beacon of hope and a pathway to resilience: Stoicism. Stoicism isn't just an ancient set of principles. It's a profound philosophy that acts as a mirror, reflecting the essence of human nature in its truest form. It's in these reflections that we uncover fundamental truths about ourselves and others. Truths that are not always easy to accept, but are essential for our growth and well-being. These truths act as the keys to a more profound understanding, allowing us to unlock the doors to empathy, tolerance, and a deeper appreciation of the inherent value in each person we encounter. As we embark on this journey together, we'll delve into 10 powerful truths about humanity, seen through the lens of Stoic wisdom. Each truth isn't just a concept to be learned. It's a stepping stone on the path to becoming a more grounded, compassionate, and resilient version of yourself. This journey isn't just about finding peace in the chaos. It's about discovering an inner strength that will carry you through every storm life throws your way. Imagine for a moment what it would feel like to approach every situation, no matter how daunting, with a calm, unshakable confidence. To see beyond the surface of people's actions and words, understanding the deeper motivations and fears that drive them. To be able to face your own inner turmoil with the clarity and strength that Stoicism teaches. This is not just a philosophy. It's a way of life that, when embraced, can transform your interactions, your decisions, and ultimately your entire existence. So I ask you, are you ready to confront the realities that shape our lives? Are you prepared to explore the depths of human nature with the guidance of Stoic principles? Together, we will uncover the secrets that lie within, and in doing so, we will find the path to a life of greater harmony, fulfillment, and purpose. Let's begin this journey now, one step at a time, by embracing the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and unlocking the door to a more meaningful and empathetic life. As you watch, I encourage you to engage with the content. Share your thoughts, your experiences, and your reflections on what resonates most with you. Your insights are valuable, not just to me, but to the entire Stoic Spirit community. And if you find value here, consider subscribing to Stoic Spirit, where the exploration of wisdom and self-mastery is our shared pursuit. Together, let's continue this journey towards a life of clarity, strength, and purpose. Number 1. How experiences shape us. Have you ever taken a moment to truly consider how each experience in your life has contributed to the person you've become today? Life is a series of events, each one leaving an indelible mark on our minds and hearts, shaping the way we think, act, and perceive the world around us. Stoic philosophy, with its timeless wisdom, teaches us that these experiences, whether joyful or painful, are the very building blocks of our character. Consider the words of Epictetus, a revered Stoic philosopher, who said, "Men are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them." This profound insight reminds us that it's not the events themselves that define us, but our interpretation and response to them. Imagine the story of a young professional who, after being passed over for a promotion, initially feels crushed. But instead of succumbing to bitterness, they choose to reflect, recognizing this setback as an opportunity to grow, to refine their skills, and to prove their resilience. Over time, this experience doesn't just build their professional acumen, it transforms their entire approach to life's challenges. Take, for instance, the life of Jesus Christ. He endured immense suffering, from betrayal by those closest to him to the ultimate sacrifice on the cross. These experiences, while filled with pain, became powerful demonstrations of love, forgiveness, and unwavering patience. Through his trials, Jesus showed us that enduring hardship with grace can lead to profound strength and spiritual growth. Have you ever noticed how some of the most challenging moments in your life have also been the most transformative? It's often in the crucible of adversity that we discover our true strength. Just as steel is hardened by fire, our character is forged in the flames of life's difficulty. Stoicism encourages us to embrace every experience with a sense of calm and purpose, seeing each one as an opportunity to learn and grow. When we do this, we no longer fear life's challenges, but instead welcome them with a sense of gratitude, knowing that they are essential to our development. We might not have control over the events that happen to us, but we always have control over our reactions. By viewing each experience as a vital part of our life's journey, we can find inner peace and strength. Life's experiences, whether they bring joy or sorrow, success or failure, are all valuable teachers. They guide us on the path to self-improvement, helping us to become wiser and more resilient. So the next time life throws a challenge your way, remember that it's not the challenge itself that defines you, but how you choose to respond. Embrace it as part of your journey and let it be a stepping stone on your path to becoming the person you are meant to be. Number 2, different communication styles. Have you ever stopped to think about why some people's words flow with warmth and gentleness, while others communicate with a more direct, no-nonsense approach? Communication is as varied as the individuals who practice it, each style a reflection of that person's life journey, shaped by their environment, experiences, and deeply held beliefs. Stoic philosophy reminds us that to cultivate a life of peace and harmony, we must not only recognize but also embrace this diversity in communication. Consider the dynamics of a workplace conversation. Imagine you're in a meeting where one colleague is soft-spoken, choosing their words with care, while another speaks with sharp clarity, getting straight to the point. It's easy to misconstrue the latter's directness as a lack of sensitivity, or the former's caution as indecisiveness. But what if these styles are simply different expressions of the same intent? Effective communication. Each person is navigating their own landscape of thoughts and emotions, influenced by their background, their experiences, and the challenges they've faced. Stoicism encourages us to approach these differences with a mindset of patience and understanding. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth, by which no one was ever truly harmed." This wisdom urges us to not only be open to learning from others, but also to understand that every communication style has its own intrinsic value. Let's take this a step further and think about a gathering of friends at a bustling restaurant. You might have one friend who dominates the conversation with animated stories, while another interjects sparingly, offering insights only when necessary. These contrasting styles can sometimes cause friction. But if we step back and appreciate them for what they are, unique expressions of individuality, we can transform that friction into connection. By recognizing that each person brings something different to the table, we enrich our relationships and expand our own perspectives. In moments when you feel perplexed or even frustrated by someone's way of communicating, remind yourself that these differences are what make human interaction so rich and complex. Instead of reacting with impatience, take a moment to listen, truly listen, not just to the words, but to the intent and emotion behind them. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom, to see beyond the surface and engage with the deeper truth, human nature. So the next time you find yourself in a conversation where the styles clash, remember that this diversity is not a barrier, but a bridge to deeper understanding. Embrace it as a journey, where every interaction is an opportunity to practice empathy, expand your wisdom, and strengthen your connections with others. The richness of life lies in its variety. And by accepting and respecting different communication styles, we not only make our own lives fuller, also contribute to a more compassionate and understanding world. Number 3. Diverse reactions to stress. Stress is an inescapable part of life, something we all encounter in various forms. But have you ever wondered why some people seem to thrive under pressure, while others struggle to keep their heads above water? This diversity in how we react to stress is not just a quirk of personality. It's a fundamental aspect of human nature. According to Stoic philosophy, the goal is not to eliminate stress from our lives, an impossible task, but to learn how to manage it effectively. Consider this. You're in a crowded office, the air buzzing with the energy of impending deadlines. Two colleagues sit side by side, both tasked with delivering a critical presentation by the end of the day. One of them, let's call him Alex, tackles the project with enthusiasm, seeing it as a chance to demonstrate his skills. He methodically breaks down the tasks, stays focused, and even manages to enjoy the challenge. Meanwhile, Sarah, at the next desk, feels the weight of the deadline pressing down on her. Her mind races with thoughts of failure, and she struggles to organize her thoughts. The stress feels overwhelming, almost suffocating. What accounts for this stark difference in their reactions? The answer lies in the unique combination of experiences, values, and coping strategies that each person brings to the table. Alex has faced similar challenges before, and has learned to view them as opportunities rather than threats. Sarah, however, might be dealing with self-doubt or a fear of making mistakes that magnifies the stress she feels. This diversity in responses is a natural part of the human experience, and understanding it is key to navigating our interactions with others. As Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This timeless wisdom reminds us that while we cannot control external events, we have the power to control our reactions. This control, however, doesn't come naturally. It's something we must cultivate through practice and reflection. When faced with stress, the Stoic approach encourages us to pause and assess the situation with a clear mind. Ask yourself, what can I control in this situation? What can I let go of? By focusing on what we can influence and releasing our attachment to what we cannot, we begin to transform our relationship with stress. Instead of being overwhelmed, we can approach challenges with a calm and measured response. But this understanding extends beyond our own experience. In moments where we witness others struggling with stress, our first instinct might be to judge or even distance ourselves. Yet Stoicism teaches us to act with empathy. Instead of asking, "Why can't they handle this?" consider, "How can I support them?" By offering empathy and practical assistance, we not only help others manage their stress, but also strengthen the bonds, our community. So, how can you apply this wisdom to your daily life? Start by practicing small acts of mindfulness when stress arises. The next time you feel that familiar tension, pause. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, is this truly important? How can I approach this situation differently? By doing so, you'll find that stress becomes less of a burden and more of a teacher, guiding you towards resilience and inner strength. And remember, when you see someone else struggling, extend a hand of support rather than judgment. Together, by embracing these diverse reactions to stress, we can create an environment where everyone feels understood, supported, and capable of. Number 4. Innate judgment. In our quest to understand human nature, one of the most fundamental truths we encounter is that we all possess an inherent tendency to judge. This ability to make quick assessments has been essential to our survival, helping us navigate a world full of potential dangers and opportunities. But have you ever stopped to consider the true impact of these judgments on your life and the lives of those around you? As a student of Stoic philosophy, I've come to see that while judgment is a natural instinct, its true power lies in how we choose to wield it. Every day, we make countless judgments, from the trivial, like deciding what to eat for breakfast, to the significant, like choosing whom to trust. But why do we so readily form opinions about people and situations? This reflexive action stems from a deep-seated need to protect ourselves, to maintain a sense of control over our environment. However, while this instinct can be beneficial, it also has the potential to lead us astray, causing us to overlook the deeper truths and values that lie within each person. Consider a scenario that plays out in our daily lives. You're walking through a busy shopping mall when you notice a man sitting alone, his clothes disheveled, gaze downcast. Your first instinct might be to judge him as someone who has failed in life, perhaps even assuming he's struggling with issues like laziness or lack of ambition. But what if, instead of rushing to judgment, you paused and considered that his story might be far more complex? Perhaps he's facing circumstances beyond his control, dealing with hardships that would challenge anyone's resolve. This is where Stoic wisdom offers us a profound lesson. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, reminds us, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. This insight encourages us to question our initial judgments, to dig deeper and seek to understand before we conclude. Our ability to judge should not be a tool for condemning others, but rather a starting point for deeper reflection and empathy. Reflect on the teachings of Jesus, who said, "Do not judge, or you too will be judged." This is not merely a warning against hypocrisy, but a call to compassion and self-reflection. When we judge others harshly, we often do so without understanding their full story, without recognizing the struggles and challenges that have shaped their lives. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own thoughts, actions, and reactions, rather than attempting to control or judge others. But how do we put this into practice? The next time you find yourself making a snap judgment, pause and ask yourself, is this judgment truly fair? What am I missing? By taking this moment to reflect, you allow space for understanding to enter. You might not know the full story behind someone's actions, but by approaching the situation with empathy and an open mind, you can avoid the pitfalls of prejudice and misunderstanding. Judgment, when tempered with reflection and compassion, can become a powerful tool for personal growth. Instead of using it to build walls between ourselves and others, we can use it to foster connection, to see the world through a lens of kindness and understanding. When we take the time to listen, to really see the person behind our initial assumptions, we discover the beauty and value that lies within every individual. In the end, our innate ability to judge is not something to be suppressed but refined. By aligning our judgments with the principles of Stoicism, self-control, empathy, and wisdom, we can live a life that is not only more compassionate but also more insightful and fulfilling. Let your judgments be a path to greater understanding, not a barrier to it. Number 5. Common insecurities. What if I told you that the insecurities you face aren't unique to you, but are shared by nearly everyone you know? We often believe our doubts and fears are ours alone. But the truth is, these insecurities are a common thread that binds us all. Understanding this can be liberating. It reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles. Picture this. You're at a small gathering with friends at a local coffee shop. The conversation flows easily until someone starts talking about their recent promotion at work. As they share their success, you feel a pang of self-doubt. Thoughts flood your mind. Why am I not progressing as quickly? What if I'm not good enough? You sit there, smiling on the outside, while internally, your insecurities gnaw at you. This scenario is more common than you might think. In fact, each person at that table likely harbors their own set of insecurities, whether it's about their career, relationships, or personal achievements. These insecurities stem from our deep-seated fears of inadequacy, failure, or not measuring up to the expectations of others, or even our own expectations. Stoic philosophy offers us a powerful tool for confronting these insecurities. Epictetus, a revered Stoic philosopher, taught that people are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. In other words, it's not the promotion itself that stirs your insecurities, it's the way you perceive it. You've attached your self-worth to external validation, allowing it to define your sense of value. But what if you shifted your perspective? Instead of seeing others' successes as a measure of your own inadequacy, view them as opportunities for learning and growth. Ask yourself, what can I learn from their journey? How can I improve myself without letting comparison dictate my happiness? By doing so, you begin to reclaim your power, transforming insecurity into a catalyst for personal development. The next time you find yourself in a situation where insecurities arise, pause and reflect. Recognize that these feelings are a natural part of the human experience. Then challenge them. Replace thoughts of inadequacy with questions that empower you. What can I control in this situation? How can I grow from this? In this way, insecurities lose their grip on you. They become not obstacles, but stepping stones on the path to self-improvement. By applying Stoic principles, focusing on what you can control and rethinking how you perceive your challenges, you can turn insecurity into strength. Remember, you are not alone in your fears. Every person carries their own doubts. But by embracing and addressing these insecurities head-on, you can transform them into opportunities for growth, leading to a life of greater confidence, resilience, and inner peace. Number 6. Self-interest in relationships. Have you ever paused to reflect on why, in every relationship, whether it's a friendship, romantic connection, or a professional association, people often act out of self-interest? This tendency can sometimes be mistaken for selfishness, but in reality, it's a fundamental aspect of human nature. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, wisely observed, "Men exist for the sake of one another. Teach them then, or bear with them." This statement highlights the dual nature of self-interest. While it's inherently human to seek our own needs, it also reminds us of our responsibility to guide and support one another. In any relationship, self-interest manifests in various ways. In love, we look for security, understanding, and emotional support. We seek someone who can share our burdens, fulfill our emotional needs, and provide a sense of companionship. In the workplace, we desire recognition for our efforts, opportunities for growth, and fair compensation for our contributions. Even in friendships, we're often drawn to people who provide us with comfort, laughter, or a sense of belonging. The truth is, self-interest is at the core of why we form and maintain relationships. It drives us to connect, to interact, and to build bonds with others. But this self-interest doesn't have to be a negative force. As Jesus taught, love your neighbor as yourself. This wisdom doesn't ask us to abandon our own desires, but rather to find a balance between loving ourselves and loving others. It's about recognizing that our needs are valid, but so are the needs of those around us. Understanding that self-interest is a natural part of who we are allows us to harness it in a way that strengthens our relationship rather than weakens them. Consider a scenario where a friend frequently seeks your advice and support. On the surface, it might seem like they're taking more than they're giving. However, by recognizing their need for guidance, you can view this dynamic through a lens of empathy. At the same time, it's essential to ensure that your own needs are met, maintaining a healthy balance where both parties benefit. Stoic philosophy teaches us that self-interest, when understood and directed properly, can be a powerful tool for building deeper, more sustainable relationships. It's not about suppressing our desires, but rather about aligning them with the well-being of others. Ask yourself, in your current relationships, am I solely focused on my own needs, or am I also considering the needs of those around me? This self-reflection is crucial in transforming self-interest from a potential source of conflict into a strength that fosters mutual growth and understanding. For example, in a professional setting, you might be driven by the desire for career advancement. This ambition can propel you to work hard and achieve your goals. However, if you align this drive with the interests of your team or organization, by supporting your colleagues, sharing knowledge, and contributing to collective success, your self-interest becomes a positive force that benefits everyone involved. The key is to love yourself and others in a balanced way. Recognizing and accepting self-interest allows you to navigate your relationships with greater wisdom and empathy. When you do this, self-interest is no longer a barrier. It becomes a powerful force that helps both you and those around you grow together. By embracing this balanced approach, you can create relationships that are not only meaningful but also resilient, capable of withstanding the challenges that life inevitably brings. So, the next time you notice self-interest at play in your relationships, don't rush to judgment. Instead, see it as an opportunity to deepen your connection with others. By understanding and balancing your own needs with those of the people around you, you can transform self-interest into a source of strength and harmony, building relationships that are both fulfilling and enduring. Number 7. Projecting thoughts and emotions. How often do we assume that others see the world exactly as we do? It's a natural tendency to project our own thoughts and emotions onto the people around us, but this can often lead to misunderstandings and conflict. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "We are not disturbed by things, but by the view we take of them." This reminds us that our perspective shapes our reality, and that perspective is not always shared by others. Imagine you're at a bustling airport, waiting in line at a coffee shop. You're feeling anxious about an upcoming meeting, and your mind is racing with concerns about how it will go. As you stand there, you notice the barista seems distant, perhaps even annoyed. Immediately, you assume it's something you've done. Maybe you were too abrupt when ordering, or perhaps they're picking up on your stress. But what if their mood has nothing to do with you? Maybe they're simply tired from a long shift, or dealing with their own personal challenges. This scenario is a prime example of how easily we project our emotions onto others, interpreting their actions through the lens of our own feelings. In doing so, we create a distorted reality where our assumptions become facts in our minds, even though they may be far from the truth. Stoicism teaches us to recognize this tendency and to question it. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom encourages us to focus on controlling our own reactions and perceptions, rather than assuming others share our emotional state. So how can you apply this principle in your daily life? The next time you catch yourself projecting your thoughts or emotions onto someone else, pause and ask yourself, am I seeing the situation clearly, or am I letting my feelings cloud my judgment? By taking a step back and reassessing the situation, you can gain a clearer, more objective perspective. Practically speaking, this means being mindful of how your emotions influence your interpretations of others' behavior. Instead of jumping to conclusions, consider the possibility that their actions might be driven by factors completely unrelated to you. This shift in perspective not only reduces unnecessary stress, but also opens the door to more empathetic and understanding relationships. By practicing this Stoic approach, you can learn to navigate your interactions with greater wisdom and calm. You'll find that when you stop projecting your inner world onto others, you free yourself from the false narratives that often lead to conflict and disappointment. Instead, you create space for genuine understanding and connection, grounded in the reality of the moment, rather than the assumptions of the mind. In the end, key to overcoming the habit of projection is self-awareness and discipline. By continuously reminding yourself to focus on your own mind and emotions, and to approach others with openness and curiosity, you'll build stronger, more harmonious relationships, free from the misunderstandings that arise when we assume too much. Number 8. Varying values. In life, we all navigate the world with our own unique set of values, crafted by the tapestry of our experiences, beliefs, and environments. These values are the lenses through which we view everything, from the choices we make to the way we interact with others. But what happens when these values clash? How can we, as followers of Stoic philosophy, learn to accept, respect, and even embrace these differences? It's important to recognize that the true value of a person isn't always immediately visible. It's deeply embedded in how they think, how they make decisions, and how they respond to life's challenges. As Jesus wisely taught, "Do not judge, or you too will be judged." This teaching aligns closely with Stoic principles, reminding us that every individual is on a unique journey, facing challenges and lessons that are often unseen by others. Judging them based on our own values can lead to misunderstanding and conflict, but embracing their differences can lead to deeper connections and personal growth. Imagine this. You're working on a team project with a colleague whose values seem completely at odds with your own. They're driven by career advancement and financial success, often putting in long hours and pushing the team to achieve ambitious goals. Meanwhile, your priorities lean towards work-life balance, personal fulfillment, and nurturing relationships with family and friends. It's easy to feel frustrated or even threatened by their approach, but Stoicism teaches us to pause and reflect before passing judgment. Instead of viewing this difference as a barrier, consider it an opportunity. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this person's perspective? How can their values enrich my own understanding of the world? By striving to understand where they're coming from, you not only build a more harmonious relationship, but also open yourself up to new ways of thinking. This doesn't mean you have to adopt their values as your own, but it does mean acknowledging the validity of their perspective and seeing how it might broaden your own. Diversity in values isn't a weakness, it's a strength. It adds richness and depth to our interactions and helps us grow as individuals. By accepting that others may not share the same values as you practice a key tenet of Stoic philosophy: the recognition that every person's journey is their own, and each contributes to the collective progress of humanity in their unique way. Furthermore, embracing varying values helps you cultivate a more expansive vision of life. It encourages you to step out of your comfort zone and explore new aspects of the human experience. When you respect and learn from the diverse values of those around you, you're not just tolerating differences, you're actively enriching your own life. This approach leads to deeper peace and happiness, as you learn to appreciate the beauty in diversity rather than seeing it as a source of division. So, the next time you encounter someone whose values differ from yours, resist the urge to judge or change them. Instead, approach them with curiosity and empathy. By doing so, you'll find that these varying values can enhance your own journey of self-discovery, offering insights and perspectives that might otherwise have remained hidden. Remember, it's in the diversity of values that we find the true strength of humanity. And it's through embracing this diversity that we truly live according to Stoic principles. Ultimately, diversity in values is not something to be feared or resisted, but something to be celebrated. It enriches our lives and contributes to our growth, both as individuals and as a society. By embracing these differences with an open heart and a Stoic mindset, you can navigate the complexities of human interaction with greater wisdom, compassion, and understanding. Number 9. Differences in motivation. Why do people pursue such varied paths in life? The answer lies in the simple yet profound truth that we are all driven by different motivations. These motivations are shaped by our values, beliefs, and personal experiences, making them as unique as the individuals themselves. This diversity in motivation is not only self-evident, but also a fundamental aspect of human nature. Recognizing and accepting these differences is crucial for living harmoniously and fostering mutual respect. Each person's motivation is a reflection of what they hold most dear. For some, the pursuit of career success is paramount. They are driven by the desire to achieve, to excel, and to gain recognition in their professional lives. For others, primary motivation might be found in love, family, or the quest for personal fulfillment. Consider the example of Mahatma Gandhi, who dedicated his life to the principles of nonviolence and social justice. His motivation was not rooted in the pursuit of wealth or power, but in a deep commitment to achieving freedom and equality for his people. Gandhi's life work, characterized by sacrifice and unwavering dedication, exemplifies how different goals and values can shape the path one chooses to follow. However, these differences in motivation aren't confined to lofty ideals or distant goals. They play out in the small, everyday decisions we make, often leading to clashes or conflict. Imagine a workplace scenario where an employee is driven by the desire to maintain a healthy work-life balance. Their motivation centers around spending quality time with family, nurturing relationships, and ensuring personal well-being. On the other hand, their boss might be motivated by the drive for high performance and company success, pushing for longer hours and greater output. This divergence in motivations can lead to tension, frustration, and even misunderstanding. So how do we reconcile these differences? Stoic philosophy offers a practical solution. Rather than judging or trying to impose our motivations on others, we should strive to approach these situations with empathy and understanding. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, reminds us that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. This means that our motivations are deeply personal, and what drives one person may not resonate with another. By accepting this, we create space for mutual respect and a more harmonious coexistence. When faced with conflicting motivation, the key is to engage in open dialogue and seek common ground. Instead of viewing differing motivations as obstacles, consider them opportunities to learn more about the people around you. Ask yourself, what is truly driving me? And am I ready to understand and respect what drives others? This introspection allows you to approach interactions with a more open mind, leading to stronger, more resilient relationships. In practice, this might involve recognizing the value in your colleague's desire for work-life balance, even if your own motivation leans toward career advancement. By acknowledging their perspective, you can work together to find a solution that respects both motivations, whether it's through flexible work arrangements or setting clearer boundaries between work and personal time. Ultimately, by respecting the diverse motivations of those around us, we not only build better relationships but also contribute to a more inclusive and supportive environment. It's about finding balance, not by forcing others to adopt our motivations, but by creating a space where different motivations can coexist and even complement one another. So as you move forward in your relationships, both personal and professional, let these questions guide you. What is truly motivating me? And how can I respect the motivations of those around me? By embracing these questions, you'll be on the path to genuine understanding and harmony, living in a way that aligns with both your values and the principles of Stoicism. Number 10. The impact of empathy and understanding. What is it that truly forges the strongest connections between people? In a world filled with complexity and challenges, the answer, according to Stoic philosophy, is empathy and understanding. These qualities are not just noble ideals. They are powerful tools that allow us to build enduring, meaningful relationships. In a society where division and isolation often seem to be the norm, the ability to step into another person's shoes, truly see and feel the world as they do, is an immense strength that fosters genuine human connection. Empathy is more than just a passive acknowledgement of another's feelings. It is an active process that involves reflection and a sincere response to those emotions. Imagine you're at a busy workplace, and a colleague has just received harsh feedback on a project they put their heart into. You see the disappointment and frustration in their eyes. Instead of brushing it off or offering quick solutions, you take a moment to sit with them, listen to their concerns, and acknowledge their feelings. Your willingness to understand their perspective and share in their experience, even if only briefly, helps to ease their burden. In such moments, empathy becomes a bridge, connecting hearts in a way that words alone cannot. This principle is echoed in the teachings of many great thinkers throughout history. Albert Schweitzer, the philosopher and physician, once said, "The purpose of human life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help others." This sentiment speaks to the heart of empathy, recognizing our shared humanity and responding with kindness and support. When we embrace this kind of compassion and understanding, we elevate ourselves, becoming better versions of who we are meant to be, while simultaneously contributing to the creation of a more compassionate world. Now take a moment to reflect. When was the last time you truly listened to someone? Not just hearing the words they spoke, but truly understanding the emotions behind those words. Empathy isn't about having all the answers or solving every problem. It's about being present, offering support, and sharing in another person's burden, even if only for a moment. This act of listening, of giving your full attention to someone else, can have a profound impact, not only on the person you're listening to, but also on yourself. Ralph Waldo Emerson, renowned philosopher and essayist, once observed, "It is one of the most beautiful compensations of life that no man can sincerely try to help another without helping himself." This insight suggests that in practicing empathy and understanding, we not only uplift others, but also enrich our own lives. Listening, truly listening, requires us to set aside our own needs and judgments, allowing us to connect with others on a deeper level. In today's world, where loneliness and isolation are increasingly common, empathy and understanding stand out as the most powerful antidotes. They offer us a way to break down the barriers that separate us, allowing us to build connections that are deep, authentic, and lasting. But empathy doesn't just benefit those we show it to, it enriches our own lives as well. By practicing empathy, we cultivate a sense of shared humanity that reminds us that we are not alone, that our struggles and joys are intertwined with those of others. Let the teachings of Stoicism and the wisdom of thinkers like Schweitzer and Emerson guide you on the path of empathy and understanding. When you approach others with an open heart and a willingness to truly connect, you create a ripple effect that extends far beyond the immediate moment. You enrich your own life and the lives of those around you, fostering a community built on compassion, mutual respect, and shared humanity. In a world that often seems disconnected, empathy is the key to building the deep and meaningful connections we all seek. If you found this valuable, comment below. Spread empathy, change the world. As we come to the end of this video, remember that the true power of Stoic philosophy lies in its ability to help us navigate life's complexities, calmness, empathy, and resilience. By embracing these insights, you'll find deeper connections with others, greater inner peace, and a stronger sense of purpose. Each lesson we've explored empowers you to become more understanding, more compassionate, and ultimately, a better version of yourself. Let these principles guide you through your daily challenges. Empathy, understanding, and respect for others are the keys to building stronger, more meaningful relationships and a life of fulfillment. Take these lessons with you, reflect on them, and see how they can transform your interactions and mindset. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Please rate your satisfaction with this video on a from 1 to 5. 1. Very dissatisfied. 2. Dissatisfied. 3. Neutral. 4. Satisfied. 5. Very satisfied. Share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know what resonated with you most. If you found value here, don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Spirit, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, like and share this content with your friends and family. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video on Stoic Spirit.